Hello and welcome to Congratulations, You're a Dick, episode 10. This is the series where I compile articles of assholery, and I present them to you for your betterment or enjoyment. Today we have Insane Irony, Robot-Wallst, Double Dickheads, and more light tank bullying. So, sit back, relax, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and let's get started. Okay everyone, welcome your fine faces to the first game of the day. You join me on my second attempt at recording it because the first time I tried, this happened. So yeah, that was fun. Now, I sincerely encourage you to take steps right now to shield yourself from the apocalyptic levels of arrogance and irony we'll be enduring in this replay, at the cold, merciless hands of none other than the Scorpion, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna call him Bumlung. So, game starts and Bumlung immediately charges out into the worst possible position for pretty much any class of vehicle in this game. The middle. Right? Not the back of the swamp. The middle. Right here. But not only is this position an almost certain death sentence for even the most skilled of players, right? It's also a ludicrously stupid way of achieving what you want. Because you can accomplish the objective of spotting and punishing lights and mediums from the T71's position without getting yourself stuck in the low ground, balancing your chances of contributing to the game on a knife edge, which teeters between luck that the enemy team didn't play aggressively, and the enemy stupidity that allows you to capitalise. And relying on those things is not good. It won't allow you to have good games consistently. Like, I can understand it if a good player plays aggressively to here, because then even if an enemy light tank plays as aggressively and goes under their team right here, they can still work around these knocks without dying to crossfire. That said, you really shouldn't take the middle with the sole objective to spot opposing light tanks, simply because it breeds the wrong mentality. Alright, exposure means death in this land, and certainly for at least the first 1 minute, maybe 2, in this swamp, you should try and keep your head down and let the flanks advance around you. Wait for opportunities to open up, and whatever the case, whatever your reasoning, you don't take up position behind this feckin' lock in the tank that has 1mm of armor. In fact, the only tank I'd feel convinced about sitting in this position with is a tank that has an armor profile of 350 by 350 by 69. Giggity. Now, to hell with what I think, clearly, because there's Mr. Scorpion, having a jolly old time. Oh look, now he's dead. Oh nee, much surprise, many sadness. Isn't it funny? It really is, how dying can seemingly, is the perfect catalyst. You know, it turns the latent, waiting arsehole into an innovative factory of YouTube content. Let's keep up with this. First off, we have Goddamn Moron Team. That's actually in the blurb of this. Like, seriously, to a dickhead, that's like a rite of passage. T71 reported in action bot. Now, the T71 is going to come out with a fairly apt, carefully worded argument against his deemed botness, which is, I'm not a bot, arsehole. Which seems fairly convincing to me, and I like the Type 59. Why? Because he had a great sense of humour about all of this, and it's cathartic, you know, and it's refreshing. It says, that's just what a clever bot would say. Very good. The Scorpion begins moaning about how the T-71 didn't scout, whilst he and the FE are actually spotting the T-34 and the AMX, but whatever. Now, as your standard, dick measuring contest in chat, while the Type 59 valiantly attempts to elevate it with his witty banter, but here's an important one. You failed at doing your job, nothing funny about it. Okay, for not actually the last time, it is not the T-71's job to YOLO, attempt to scout, and die instead of you. It's not. The job of a player is to use his tank in the best of visibility in whatever way he sees fit in a somewhat cohesive attempt to win the game. Not to violently and stupidly change his playstyle just because some precious jerk-sucking assflake has a different agenda. Right? Dear Lord, Bumlung has, fucking Bumlung. Bumlung has now imported both the T-71 and Nick here in the Leo. Now I believe Nick got imported for asking why the Scorpion was dead, I think. I mean, I guess this could be some kind of ancient language code for I slept with your mother and then your dog. You know, like, that might piss him off. I mean, feck it, at this point, wouldn't surprise me if the magical tribal dick lord told him to report people, but Type 59 attempts to, oh, sorry about that. The Type 59 attempts to, raise the bar a little and save the situation. He says, ladies, you're both handy. What a player. I'd date him. He's my kind of guy. My type of guy, I should say. As in, not a guy, a tank. Tanks are sexy. Okay, here's some serious irony for you. Being I'm dead at E5 and you're hiding like a bitch at C4, now who done your job? Damn sure not you. Oh, you know, the funny part is, I bet the irony is still completely and utterly lost on it. Just in the interest of clarity here, if the T-71 is not doing his job, guess who else is not doing his job? It's you! As much as I'm sure there's a high demand for dead scorpions, I feel like you should put your talents, such as they are, to use elsewhere. My my friend Richard is actually recruiting for a head of a department at the moment. Might be worth a go. Just as a side note, Richard, you guys in the US might not get this. Richard in the UK, the short for Richard is Dick for some reason. A guy named Richard, you call him Dick for short. Don't ask me why, we're weird. But yeah, Richard is recruiting for the head of a department. I wanted him to apply for the job. I basically just called him a dickhead. It was very funny. Now, Nick has a good point to make here. I like how everyone but the Scorp is the problem. Now, to see just how true that is, let's go back to the start of the game. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning right now because I forgot to actually record this, but this is very important, right? Because, I mean, in all fairness, for the sake of legitimacy, like, we want to know, like, does the Scorpion have legitimate reason to be upset? You know, is he a complete idiot, or is he just behaving like a bit of a dick? Because there is, funnily enough, a distinction between the two. And, fucking Sherlock Wallst over here. Play the theme tune! So, right at the start of the game, the bloody Scorpion decides, I know, I'm gonna yell out into the middle of the field because the T-71 is definitely going to scout for me, isn't he? But the T-71 did not mislead him. At any point. The Scorpion never had any reason to believe that that T-71 was going to go to that position. First off, okay, cool. Second, even if the T-71 did, does anyone genuinely believe that this guy, sitting in this position, would not have got his ass kicked from there, from there, from there, from there, basically everywhere? Is this not the dumbest position you've ever seen anyone take? God forbid the enemy medium tank makes the play that he does make later in this very game and just drives straight up under there like any competent opposing medium tank player would do, and the Scorpion's dead. Either way, his sole contribution to the game, even if what he's complaining about happened, would be sitting behind an arc and trying and failing not to die. Conclusion? Congratulations, young dickhead! And yet, it's the teasing the one's fault. Yep, there's some logic right there. F you, arsewipe, I scouted and that's not my job. No, you didn't. Okay, I'll just make this clear. Getting stuck in a dumbass position, spotting as a byproduct, not even seeing the tank that killed you and dying is not scouting. Don't you dare equate what you just did with people who legitimately analyze, they think, and contribute to carefully calculated scouting maneuvers. Well, he's being imported again. Defensive map and you all the way across it equals inaction bot. What? So, they won the flag. I mean, I can agree, okay, with the sentiment. On defensive assault, you should play defensively. But inaction? Inaction. You know, that means not active. It doesn't mean you're in the action, it means you're not... Never mind. Check out this shot from a Russian premium tank with a 122mm gun. He was just like, oh, there's a tank behind me, but... Oh, wargaming. So, it's normally about the second clip or example of perverse, impish immaturity that I attempt to appease you gents with some form of comedic sketch or vaguely light-hearted cutaway, but this time it's going to be different, because this time I want to introduce you to a new member of the team replays.wallst. Oh yeah, you see, Wargaming love my content so much, and they want to have my babies, so they saw my frequent use of my clones and they said, hey, let's send one of our advanced AI robots over to him to assist him in all of his magical endeavours. So as a result, we have replays.wallst, and he's going to help me with this this episode. So it should make it a lot easier. So, replays.wallst, please pull up an example of a massive dickhead, please.
I'm assessing.
Please pull up an example of a massive dickhead in a world of tanks when you play.
I'm assessing.
Ah, good choice. Okay, ladies and gents, today we stumble upon something remarkable. Not only are we blessed to bear witness to egregious levels of cretinism, which is a fantastic word, but we're also sate on morbid love for absurdity and moral ineptitude. Fajr's Shubar in the 1390 here on Steps, a map which I don't actually have some kind of tenacious opinion about, so that's remarkable in itself. Now, you used to be able to scout pretty well from the middle of this field here. Wargaming, after collecting their membership fees from the I Hate Light Tanks Let's Buff Mediums Club, they redesigned this portion of the map such that sitting behind this rock no longer yields as much profit, and yet people still do it. So perhaps it is with solemn awareness of this fact that Schuber takes up position here, lending the blue aesthetics of his flimsy French ass to the bush, and hoping some uninformed and unfortunate being decides to wander with fruitless ambition into the field before him. It's certainly not the boldest play. But that said, we've seen many examples before of people who toe that line between bravery, judgment, and stupidity all too closely. I'll tell you who's not thinking about any of this though, these AMXs. Own Aura and Ragnarok coming. Seeing the AMX approach, Schuber gladly gives up his position in favour of the AMX, him being the far more appropriate tank for the sniping role. The other AMX crawls up into position and is instantly spotted by what I believe to be the T-71 in that bush. And he incurs some fairly impactful damage as a result. Bit of a shame, but at least we know now where the T-71 is. Now, well, that may well have been an accidental discharge, and God knows I've gone off prematurely. Shut up. Now, Schubert is understandably miffed, right, and expresses as much in chat. And while he's sharing his confusion with the team, he gets shot up the ass by the other one, who instantly starts flying the universally recognized blue dickhead flag. Come on, gents, hands on the heart, sing the anthem.
Oh, we don't look at the map that we call you a sap. Think it's fun to make fun of handicaps. We always like you're not playing your thing, yet we still think we're good enough for dick. You exist solely for a win, because our dicks are as small as St. Pim. We'll stick to being on like a life's at stake.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So, Schubert begins going to town on him and kills him. At which point the other AMX succumbs to a fit of illogical rage such that he can't even hit him from 20 meters away. And Schubert patiently waits, lets him go blue, fails to kill him, and then figures, well, if I can't kill him, maybe he's dumb enough to get himself banned. I mean, I just don't know. Like, we still don't know why both of these babbling, tyrannical twat muffins decided to suddenly start team killing him. But, like, even beyond that point, like, okay, you're an asshole, yes, but how stupid can you be? What happened? Like, what? Why? Okay, let's have a rant. People enjoyed me ranting last time. Despite what one is led to believe by videos of the nature that I'm making, that you might be led to think that this is a frequent occurrence, as in the arrival of varying degrees of arseholes in your games, but still, the chances of two of them popping up at once and independently picking the same oblivious target for their insidious shit is very, very small. Right? So I assume that they are in voice comms, and mutual encouragement and peer pressure of sorts led to this asinine, chaotic mess. Right? I don't know if they're grinding these tanks, although it does seem odd to me that two people would play a tank that effortlessly exudes such disappointment willingly. So don't get me wrong, I can understand them not having the greatest of times. That said, their behaviour, and all of this, serves to guide us surely to the epiphany that two wrongs do not make a right. A principle of which their parents are probably a fine example. Good day. So, what's your take on that robot wargaming, Wallst?
I think Wargaming's automated system worked perfectly and superbly and dealt with the situation swiftly as needed.
I guess, but I mean, people have been known to mercilessly exploit the system to troll people and to get them banned, you know? Like, at some point, manual intervention is definitely needed.
No, it requires too much work.
Too much work? What the hell is wrong with you?
Listing 06 Wallst faults: dystonia, autism, postural hypertension, abnormally large penis.
Okay. While none of those are untrue, we are getting off topic. Okay, next screenplay. So, Fiery Salient, one of the startling few maps that lends itself so amicably to the joys of light tanks of all shapes and sizes. 1,000-meter field wherein lies opportunity and potential. A map disguised such that it brings a superficial release from the monotony corridor-oriented map design. Yet even the sheep with gold walls still wanders among the cattle and eventually comes to the slaughter. None are immune from the dangers of ROA. Lower or randomly occurring arseholes. One Tactico here in the WZ-122 Tier 8 light tank is actually blue. Just notice that.
He has gone blue as a warning. His account is liable for suspension.
Yeah, I know.
It's quite possible if this status wasn't provoked by just accidental team damage, he's been in close proximity to arseholes. That's assuming he wasn't being one himself. We'll never know, all we know is this. At the start of the game, the Tiefler Lightweight calls out his intentions in chat, and wants his team to be ready, which is always a great thing for a light tank to do, and it's good to see. Meanwhile, one Tactico speeds up to the top of the hill and gets some effective early vision onto these tanks, making the hill approach. Shortly thereafter, the RT starts complaining about no one spotting. Despite the fact that we have two examples of perfectly good scouting performances here. Now, the lightweight expresses concern about the location of the other scout. And not before long, one Taco picks up a kill on the RU-251. Great stuff, taking out the opposing light tank. The lightweight, however, either doesn't notice or doesn't care about this, because he says, WZ, get off the f***ing hill. To which one Taco implies no. Well, why would he? I mean, the lightweight is scouting the middle, there's no point in two scouts being in the exact same place. One Taco has shots into both the T-34 here and the tanks in the middle who are pummeling the friendly heavies on the hill, but no, oh no, that doesn't matter, because the T-54 lightweight is a dickhead! He is a flailing, gyrating butt bucket, an inflammatory, arrogant dick puffin, a sad, pitiful little sperm sieve who deserves less respect than you'd give a piece of dog turd that you scraped off your shoe. You know what else he is? Dead! Along with one Taco, purely because of his own asinine assholeian nature. Of course, he calls him a motherfucker, and accuses him of doing nothing while he scouted. Well mate, you know what didn't solve that problem? Yeah. I like the Borsig. Just for being a dumb high win 8 / personal rating biatch. Yeah. You know, that's how you get good W8 and personal rating. Being dumb. As we can see from the lightweight, who is he? Panzer Staley. Now, with all due respect, which under these circumstances isn't that much, Panzer Staley behaved like a freaking twat in this game.
Naming and shaming. Breach of policy. Suggest removal from the community contributor program.
Yeah, I'm not in the program.
Issuing DMCA copyright takedown.
You f***er! Okay, so the relationship between me and replays.wallst ain't gonna work out, okay? But on the plus side, I got a new kill. Shut up!